And did Liam, I don't know, did he not want a cameo?
Yeah, he might do.
Ooh. Hi, you're watching Enemy. I'm Andrew Trendle, and we're here at the very first legitimate Peaky Blinders
In the
festival.
south of France.
In the south of France, in the Costa del Brummy, with creator Stephen Knight. How are you, Stephen?
I'm very good. This is amazing. The weather's incredible, and people are turning out in their droves.
I was expecting today to be like the start of winter, like in the bleak winter.
A lot of smoke blowing across the street now. Trains going by.
Are you a little bit disappointed?
No, I mean, it's so astonishing. I mean, it's a bit of an Indian summer, so it's great. It's good, and the only thing, a lot of people are dressed in the full Peaky outfits. They must be very hot.
Yes, I've seen a lot of sweaty Peakies out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, because obviously a lot's always been said about the effort that's gone to on set with Peaky Blinders, and that everything's made by hand and has this real smoky feel to it. Yeah. How is it today walking around your vision? And that sounds a bit pretentious, but walking around your baby, that sounds even worse. Walking around your creation,
your show,
and sharing it with people.
It's great. I mean, I love it. I've always been impressed from the first series. It began sort of episode 3 of series 1, where fans started to do fan art, and a lot of people have had tattoos and they've decorated their trucks and stuff. And it is the sincerest compliment you can get, I think, is when people who are just watching the show have that response to it. And it's grown and grown, and now, you know, of course, there are bars and there are beers and there are gins and all kinds of things are Peaky related. And it's become a real part of the culture, not just here, but around the world. It's like, you know, the front cover of Rolling Stone South America is Tommy Shelby.
Yeah.
This week, you know, wow.
And I've heard about people like I can't remember who told me the story, but this guy who he spent all of his life savings, he's from the Philippines, just to come to Birmingham.
Yeah. And there was one from Panama. Somebody was in Panama. They said the barman wanted to come just to see Birmingham, which is, you know, there it is. There's a lot to see.
I mean, what a day for it.
I know. Beautiful.
But I mean, did you ever go to any of the knockoff Peaky festivals?
I never went, no. I mean, there's one, the Black Country Museum one is great, apparently. I know people who've been, and that was really good. But other ones weren't so good, and it was because of that we felt we should start to do it ourselves. I mean, I've felt this for a long time. I set up the clothing company just because I just wanted to do some good quality stuff for people instead of people just buying rip-off things. And the festival is similar to that. We're really starting this autumn to merchandise the show, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. And this, the way it's shaping up, is going to be fantastic. So yeah, I mean, next year we want to do Birmingham and Boston, and possibly London as well. But we want this to become a regular thing.
So what was your mission statement when it was decided this was going to happen?
Just to do it properly, I think, or do it better, because there's no point moaning about other people doing stuff if you're not doing it as well. You know, they're just doing it, they're getting on with it, and I completely admire people who do that. You know, just open the bar, fine, but as long as it's delivering what the show delivers, you know, and so it's now up to us to do everything better.
And an amazing music lineup that would have been an amazing music lineup regardless of it being Peaky related. But I spoke to Killian about what what it takes for an artist to feel Peaky.
Yeah.
And he said they just need to feel like an outsider. And he said, who has withstood the tyranny of the mainstream.
Wow, he speaks much better than me.
How would you put it in the kind of...
I think that's there's something intangible about it, because sometimes you hear a folk song that was written 300 years ago and it's dead right. And I think it's something about, outlaw is a very good sort of global definition of what it is, and outsiders always it works, but it's also
wrong.
It's the when the emotion is enclosed, when the emotion is suppressed, but something big is happening. That's when you feel that feeling.
Yeah, and always one degree of separation away from Nick Cave as well.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that is the ultimate Peaky song.
And Liam, wow.
Yeah. Well, it was. I mean, I always knew Liam was a big fan, and so when we talked about the festival, I approached him and said, do you want to do it? And he said, I'll do it if you write my video. So I wrote his video, and he's doing the festival.
That was
So
a very
it
Peaky
was a
video
good deal.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And did Liam, I don't know, did he not want a cameo?
Yeah, he might do.
Ooh. But you can't, I don't know. Would he be a Peaky or would he be an enemy? I don't know.
I've not considered it at the moment. But no, I mean, he looks good in the gear anyway.
Great. Great stuff. And so what can you tell us about kind of the idea behind the non-musical stuff, the kind of fuller cultural events going on today?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted it to be about, because hopefully Peaky, as well as being everything else and slow motion walks and music and all of that stuff, it's about something. And this season it's about the rise of fascism, nationalism, racism in the 30s, and there are huge parallels with what's happening in the world now. And I wanted to make that a major theme of this series and also the next series, because we go on into the 30s, and just to explore the appeal of these simple ideas of nationalism that Mosley represented. And that's why we got Sam Claflin, because we wanted somebody who was really appealing, really attractive. This is a great idea, it seems, but it's just worth people reflecting that the last time it happened, 9 years later, there was World War II, so it has consequences. So I want that to be reflected in the festival as well.
So with regards to what you said about season 5 reflecting certain themes of what's going on today, where do you want to go with season 6?
Well, it's fortunate for me and unfortunate for the world that Peaky, as it makes its 2 or 3 year leaps, keeps hitting stepping stones that are very resonant of what's going on. And so in series 6 we'll be looking at 1934, and things are worse. The drum beat is getting louder, the tensions are worse, and Tommy's right in the middle of all of that. So again, it will be an exploration of what happened in the 30s, how certain things transpired.
Will Tommy remain an MP, or?
Yes.
Oh, great. Well, because another thing we spoke to Anthony Byrne about was how the first season felt like a western set in Birmingham. Season 4 felt like a gangster setup. And this season 5 was very much a political thriller. Do you have a kind of sense of vibe of what you want to do with the next one?
I think, I'm writing it at the moment, so it is a tragedy, I think.
And I imagine you're falling over yourself with people wanting cameos, etc. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm opening the door a bit. We've always had that. We've always had people who want to be in it, and really astonishingly good people. But the problem is that if you start populating the thing with, people like that, then it's so distracting.
Yeah.
And even people who are not actors who want to be in it, again, that's really distracting. But now that we're getting into a certain territory, I am going to open the door to a couple of really good actors.
Yeah.
Not that our actors are all fantastic, but what I mean is celebrated actors who will be showing up in 6, hopefully.
You're going to let David Beckham have a go at acting, or is that not
No. Listen, he's great. I think he's fantastic. He's a hero of mine. Totally a hero of mine. Ever since he equalised against Greece, he can do no wrong. But it's part of what I'm saying is that if you have someone who is known beyond the world in that way, it sort of distracts.
Yeah. And the last time we spoke, you also mentioned the idea of spin-offs. Is that something that's at the forefront of your mind, or is that further down the line?
As long as the energy around the show continues to be what it is, and as long as the fans are like this, then I'm happy to maintain the world. So that could be spin-offs, it could be a movie. We've got the Ballet Rambert doing the Peaky Blinders ballet, which when I first talked about that, everybody thought I was joking. Yeah. And wait till you see it. It's unbelievable.
Are they in full outfit?
In full Peaky outfit, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I saw the dress rehearsal, and I'm not a ballet person at all, and it's really emotional. It's brilliant.
Would you make a full series out of Alfie Solomons potentially? I would watch that.
I would love to. No, Tom is like so into Alfie. So into Alfie.
Great. Stephen, thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Cheers.